Today we'll be working on the pose Bird of Paradise. We'll break the pose up into 3 main stages. The first stage will be a lunge. The second stage will be stepping towards the front of the mat with both feet, including an arm bind. Eventually we will progress standing on one foot and lifting the alternate leg. Allow yourself to progress slowly over time, creating strength and flexibility as needed in each and every stage, always honoring how you feel and honoring your breath. When your body is warm, come to the front of your mat, step back with your left leg, taking up a considerable amount of your mat. Big step back. Deepen the bend in your right knee, lowering the hips down and sweep your arms forward in front of you. Let the shoulders soften. Draw the tailbone under to engage the core. Inhale. Exhale and bring your hands down to either side of your foot. From here, we'll be pushing back into the left heel, deepening the bend in the right knee, bringing your hips lower than the right knee. Staying here on working on the flexibility in your right leg as well as the left hip flexor, strengthening the base in that left leg, extending back through the heel, and drawing awareness into your quadricep. Slow and steady inhale, dropping the hips lower as you exhale. Inhale again as you push down into that right heel. Exhale, draw the navel into spine, connecting to your core. As we progress towards level 2, the right hand comes to the inside of the right foot, dropping us down onto our palms, bringing the hips even closer to the mat without buckling in the back leg. From here, drop the left heel down to the floor. Take your left arm and reach the left arm up towards the sky, opening the chest, keeping your hips incredibly low. This prepares us to bind the arms. The left hand drops behind the back, palm turned away from you. The right hand glides underneath the right thigh, bringing your fingers together. You may need to stop at this point to work on the bind, creating the connection with the hands, opening the hips. Slow and steady inhale, full complete exhale. As we progress forward, turn the hips and shoulders back towards the mat by lifting your left heel, gazing 2 to 3 feet in front of your right foot. Confident breath as you inhale, steady gaze as you exhale. Staying here is an option, or if you're prepared to move forward, the left foot steps up to the front of your mat with strength and confidence. Landing on that left foot, readjust, sink down into both feet and sink your hips low. Deepen the bend in the knees to drop the hips, draw the navel into spine, inhale, fully exhale. Now look down to your toes, left foot steps in. Staying here, or if you're ready to rise, push down into your left heel, focus on the sensation of standing. The right leg will float up with you. The arms are carrying the right knee high. Push down into your left heel to let your chest rise. Push down to come up. Inhale as you gaze forward, exhale, navel to spine. This is a great place to be, working on the rotation in that right shoulder as you pull the right hip back, strengthening that left leg, strengthening your foundations in this standing pose. To progress further from here, extend the right heel away from you. Straightening the right leg as much as that right leg can straighten without causing too much resistance or without disrupting the pattern of your breath. The drishti, the focused gaze, will help steady the body. The breath will help calm the mind. Continue to stand tall, reaching up to the top of your head, pushing the hips forward, squeezing the right quadricep and flexing the right toes. The heel is moving further away than the ball of your foot. As we prepare to exhale and exit the pose, soften your knee and let yourself come out the way you came in, with grace. Deposit the right foot down onto your mat, step your left foot out and lower your hips. Gazing down to the floor in front of you, lean into your right leg, inhale. Step your left leg back as you exhale, pushing back into the left heel, sinking your hips down, dropping the left heel to mat, rolling the left shoulder back. Letting your arms release and open, spreading them out like wings. Returning the left hand down to the floor, palms flat, the left heel begins to lift. Pushing down into your right leg, into your right heel, reach both arms forward and up, inhale. Sink down into your hips as you exhale. Join your palms together and bring your heart to your hands, stepping to the front of your mat. Inhale, exhale, release. Now we're ready to progress to the opposite side. We'll take a big step back now with the right leg, taking up most of your mat, deepening the bend in your left knee so the knee stacks above the ankle. Inhale and sweep your arms forward. Draw the tailbone under. Push the hips towards that left heel and sink lower into your hips. Warming the hips, preparing the hips for the pose. Take your hands now to either side of that left foot. Really apply pressure back into your right heel, inviting your hips even closer to the mat. Avoid the temptation to buckle in your back leg. Slow and steady inhale, full complete exhale, connecting to the strength of the quadricep as well as the core. And then from here, that left hand travels to the inside of your left foot, dropping down onto your palms, giving your torso the ability to come to the inside of your left leg. Sinking your hips as low as you possibly can, pushing the left heel forward, the right heel back. From here, dropping that right heel down onto the mat. Inhale as you take your right arm up towards the sky, opening the chest, preparing ourselves for the arm bind. This is a place where you can stop. This is a place where you can pause, working on getting your hips down nice and low towards the floor, giving you the space and flexibility you need to go further. Taking your right hand now behind your back, palm turned away from you. Left hand slides under the left thigh, binding your fingers. Creating a strong and stable bind, connecting the hands without bringing the chest forward. Push the hips forward and lean the chest back. From here, if we're moving forward, turn your gaze down. Drop your right hip and right shoulder towards the floor, lifting your right heel. Gaze 2 to 3 feet in front of your left foot. Prepare yourself on the inhale. Step forward with your right foot as you exhale to the front of the mat, and then reassess in the hips. Let yourself sink down. Inhale here. As you exhale, the right foot steps underneath your heart. Looking down 2 to 3 feet in front of you, sinking down into your right leg. Start to push into your right heel. Focus on the sensation of standing. Stability in your right leg, all 4 corners of the foot root down. Allow the chest to rise. Feel a gentle pulling through the top of your head, through the heart. Feel the solidity in that right leg. Turning hips and shoulders to the front of your mat. Staying here, or if you're going for the extension, flex the left foot first, and then lead with your heel, taking the heel away from you. Allowing that left shoulder to get a nice stretch. Right leg is straight and stable. Gaze is stable as well. Slow and steady inhale. Full complete exhale. Lift your heart. Soften the left knee. Sink that left foot down to mat. Right foot steps out. Reversing the flow, sink the hips down. Gaze at the floor. Slowly leaning into that left leg. Shoot the right leg straight back. Land on your toes. Lower the right heel to mat, pull the right shoulder back, and release your arms. Allow your chest to broaden. Exhale, right hand to mat. Flat on your palms, lifting the right heel back off the mat. Inhale to lift the chest. Exhale to sink the hips. Preparing to step to the front of your mat, join your palms together, bringing your heart to your hands. Inhale. Exhale, release.